Testing. Okay. Welcome back for the coffee break. I hope you guys had your coffee. So right now we will commence breakout 2 with our chair, Dr. Sharona Ghorbani from Iran. Doctor, are you in? Okay, it seems Dr. Sharona hasn't joined yet in the Zoom meeting. Oh. Okay. I'll be the chair. Okay, can I have everyone's attention? Right, for the breakout 2, since our chair, Dr. Sharona, is taking a little bit of time, I'll be the chair. No, I'm kidding. I'm asking for our president, Dr. Wanasham, to fill in for Dr. Sharona while waiting for her. So our president will be the chair for breakout 2.
The first presenter, Associate Prof. Dr. Ahsan Dahlan.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and very good morning everyone. Yang berbahagia Dr. Associate Professor Dr. Rohan Hasham, chairperson for this presentation, and I'm happy and glad to have the opportunity to present our paper in this wonderful Langkawi Island, even though it's very hot and very humid weather, but still I'm glad to be here. And the title of my paper is Motivational Factors in Adherence Among Elderly with Diabetic and Hypertension. With me is the co-presenter, Ms. Jiang Zi, all the way from China, from Jiangxi province. Are you there, Ms. Jiang Zi?
Hello, everyone. I'm Zhang Xixing from Jiangxi Province, China. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Jiang Zi. Okay, this is the outline of my presentations. So before I start, may I ask you a question? Yeah. Any one of you are having hypertension or diabetic? Is there anyone of you having hypertension or diabetic? Or maybe you are too young to get hypertension and diabetic? Prof, I'm looking at you, Prof. I'm waiting whether you say yes or no. But anyway, diabetic and hypertension is very dreadful diseases, yeah, and there's a lot of complication associated with this problem, which is sometimes amputation, yeah, what I call blindness, stroke, and so on, yeah. So people with diabetic and hypertension have to adhere with a lot of medications. Yeah, they have to eat medication every day, 365 days a year without a miss, pagi and morning and also in the afternoon, sometime at night. On top of that, they have to exercise at least 3 times per week, 30 minutes per session. And they have to eat healthy diet just to maintain their glucose level and blood pressure level. So it's very tough for them. It's very challenging for them to adhere or follow these instructions. So a lot of people not adhere to this regime. They've got a lot of defaulters, and so we can see in the hospital now there's a lot of people who are having amputation, blindness, stroke, and other associated illnesses related to not adhere or not following the medications and treatment regime for older people with diabetic and hypertension. So you know that the hypertension and diabetic among older person has emerged as a main problem, a huge problem. And effective health self-management strategies encompasses of medication, adopting healthy lifestyle, for example, doing physical exercises, healthy eating, are very, very important in addressing this chronic condition. However, yeah, many older people are not following these instructions and it is very inadequate in patient adherence. But we know that one of the most important factor that influence adherence is robust sense of motivation. Okay, talking about motivation, you know that you have a lot of motivation coming to this island, right? There must be a reason behind that motivates you to come to this wonderful island. So, in line with that, so understanding the motivational factor, what motivate a person or the person to adhere to all this regime is very important. Therefore, formulating tailored education material and prioritizing the version that empower the older person for enhanced healthcare. So this aim of the study is to one, to explore, yeah, what are the motivational factor in adherence, what factor motivate them to adhere, to follow instructions among all the person with diabetic and hypertension, from the perspective of the patient themselves and healthcare professional. And the second one is to explore or to identify what are the internal and external factor that motivates them to adhere to this treatment regime. For the literature review, methodology and finding, Ms. Jiangzi from China will explain to you. Ms. Jiangzi, please take it away.
Okay, thank you. Next slide, please. In China, an estimated 12 million elderly individuals are living with both diabetes and hypertension. Managing this condition in older adults require comprehensive lifestyle adjustment. However, studies indicate that the positive effect of intervention often diminish after the intervention period, with few patients maintaining these changes in the long term. Adhering to lifestyle modification poses a particular challenge, highlighting the need for targeted interventions. Motivations related to health play a crucial role in self-care adherence among older adults. While various factors influencing self-care adherence have been explored in patient population, the specific impact on older adults dealing with both diabetes and hypertension remain understudied. Next slide, please. Thank you. This study explored qualitative research methods utilizing semi-structured face-to-face interviews conducted with old individuals and health professionals in Xinyu City, Jiangxi Province, China. Participants were recruited through purposive sampling. Each participant underwent a 45 to 60 minutes semi-structured interview based on open-ended questionnaires, which were digitally recorded and later transcribed verbatim. Thematic analysis was conducted using NVivo software following the framework outlined by Brown and Clark across 6 phases. And next slide, please. Thank you. A total of 8 older individuals and 10 health professionals were interviewed, revealing 8 master themes. These themes include vicarious experiences, health beliefs, self-efficacy, feedback on health outcome, the desire for improved health and longevity, understanding of diseases, perceived personal deterioration in health conditions, and external regulation and support. Thank you. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Ms. Jiangzi. So, in discussions, now we know that looking at other people who having the complication, looking at their colleagues who having amputation, yeah, looking at the pictures, looking at other people who having diabetic and hypertension, who having stroke as a result of not adherence, giving them a sense of motivations, yeah. So vicarious experience, yeah, or the previous experience, by witnessing the difficulty, the hardship of having this condition and the complication, serve as a powerful catalyst for behavioral change. So it is aligned with this socio-cognitive theory, which emphasizes the influence of observations, learning from one social environment. And on top of that, health belief play a significant role in as a driving force. Also for adherence, those it is necessary that target health education and promote a promotion to foster health belief among all the individuals managing chronic condition. Self-efficacy rooted in, we know that rooted in Bandura social cognitive theory emerged as a critical motivational factor. The factor of health outcome underscore the importance of tangible health indicator that driving adherence behavior. So the desire to wants to be a better, to be healthy, to live longer, give a strong intrinsic motivation. They say that I want to be better, I want to live long, I want to be healthy. It serves them as a good motivation for them to adhere, to follow, take medication, exercise every day, and also eating healthy habit. Also grounded in the health belief model. So effort to enhance disease comprehension through targeted education intervention serve as a valuable strategy in promoting adherence to improved condition. The experience of perceived deterioration they experience themselves, they are not feeling healthy, they might have headache, they might have blurred vision, they might have weaknesses and so on, counted by this participant, underscore the significant impact of health crisis on adherence. External regulation. Sorry. Thank you. External regulation and support is also an influencing factor. So, in conclusion, the finding of the study shed a light on the complex motivational factor driving adherence among elderly individuals managing hypertension and diabetes. It's contribute to the understanding of adherence, providing valuable insight for healthcare providers and policymakers seeking to design targeted intervention to improve adherence and ultimately enhance health outcome for older people who are having diabetic and hypertension, improve their health and well-being, reduce healthcare costs in Malaysia, and so on. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Akisan. It was a very interesting topic on motivational factors adherence, where from your first slide, I see the non-adherence 30 to 70%. So I would like to know more why people are reluctant to adhere, because this is something very important to them. So could you please explain more?
Literature consistently showing that why people not adherence. One is they don't understand the diseases. They don't understand what are the complications if they not eating the medications or if they don't exercise. So from healthcare perspective and also from carers perspective, if our parents have diabetic hypertension, show them the picture of their complication. For example, show them the amputated patient, stroke, and so on. So once they're aware the complication, it serves them as motivation wanted to be healthy. On top of that, why they are not adherent is very difficult, bro. To eat medication every day, morning, afternoon, night. Sometimes they forgot. Sometimes somebody have to feed them and so on. So we also have to, in order to address this, we also have to remind the carer, and provide some aids and modifications for them to remind them. For example, alarm in the handphone just to remind them it's time to eat medication, it's time to exercise, and so on. Right? So there's a lot of factors that prevent them from adhere to treatment regime.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
yeah. So my another question would be, your respondent is from 60 to 80 years. So what is the challenges of, you do a face-to-face interview with them? What is the challenges getting data? Because for each age of people, they are not interested in us answering questions.
The question is what are the challenges? Uh, that question might be great for Gen Z. Gen Z, what are the challenges to interview all the older person? Because you are to interview them. What are the challenges? Is there any difficulties, Miss Gen Z?
Hello, doctor. Sorry. Uh, because if older person uh more than 18 years old, they may have more serious complications, and they more can't take care of themselves. Also, we choose the old people between 16 to 18 years old people.
Okay. But
Okay, thank you.
last last point is I think we as a carer, and also I'm sure we have relative or parents who are having hypertension and everything, so we have to always reminder to take medication, adhere to physical exercises, and also eat healthy diet to prevent the complications such as amputation, stroke, blindness, and so on. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Then we have another presenter, Aina Marcia Zakaria.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A very good morning to our participants and presenters and participants. My name is Aina Mardia Zakaria. I'm from UiTM Shana. And this is I'm going to present. The title paper is Age Inclusive Transit Environment and Exploration of Public Transportation System for Elderly. Before we start, let us take a look. What are the current situations of public transportation system in
Hello.
We just started with our second presenter.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry that I couldn't join earlier. So, I know that the second presenter is there. Your 15 minutes starts from now. Could you hear me?
Yeah, but Dr. Can you speak louder, please?
Okay. So, I'll just say that sorry for the delay, but I'm happy that I could join you now. So, your 15 minutes, my dear, start from now. But bear in mind that you have 10 minutes for presentation and 5 minutes for Q&A.
Okay.
All right.
Malaysians' usage of public transport services is still pretty low. What do you think that can be done to change perhaps that perception that public transport is not for all of us?
We've got to provide a reliable service, and that's something we're trying to improve on every day. When I mean reliable service means if you say it's on time, it's on time. It doesn't break down.
Today, Prasarana faces a steep challenge with a 50% fall in bus ridership, mainly due to more people owning cars and reduced bus capacity post-pandemic.
We don't have enough, or we need to have more bus stops that are covered and safe and lighted. These are basic facilities and infrastructure, in addition to building a world-class rail infrastructure.
Next is, as you can see, these are the current as introductions. The aging populations is defined as the elderly who are 65 and above. At least about 50% of the total populations are facing the imminent challenge, and Malaysia is expected to surpass about 50% of the elderly populations by 2030, according to the local statistics of Subang Jaya. And the study location will done in Subang Jaya City Councils, and the problem is according to the escalating population of elderly and the inadequate accessibility and unsuitable infrastructure for the elderly. As you can see, these are the existing facilities in Subang Jaya, and they have kereta api Tanah Melayu, bus rapid transit, LRT, rapid care bus, Mas bus. From the previous study, aging populations, decline in fertility and mortality rate have led to the increase of the elderly populations. And next is accessibility. To increase and enhance the accessibility, we need to reduce the distance. And public transportation facilities, due to the inadequate maintenance of public transportation facilities, have led people to choose private vehicles. There are a few factors that actually affect the safety and reliability of public transportation system, where because of the delayed service and incorrect informations became the factor people to choose public transportation. The research aim to explore the public transportation facilities in Subang Jaya, encompassing infrastructure service and amenities that are accessible to the public and designed to facilitate community mobility. Research objective to identify the current public transportation facilities, to evaluate the effectiveness and accessibility of public transportation for the elderly populations. And this study employs a qualitative approach where the primarily assessments of study is by site investigations, and through the site investigation of in urban area and suburban area, where the initial the study is utilized through Google Maps applications. It is to explore the existing public transportation facilities, and this phase also include the collection data from the local authorities, where the EIS MBSJ website was given by the MBSJ, and not to forget the PALS applications and C applications were used in this study. And these are the frameworks of the study, and the last one will be data analysis. From the site observation fields, these are the three features that I gained from the EIS website, where the public transportation information that I gained is Smart Selangor Bus, Rapid KL Transit Bus, Rapid Transit Bus, the Light Rapid Transit, Kereta Api Tanah Melayu Berhad Road. And the facility that I observed is sitting area, where there's a bench or sitting area in the public transportations, clear signage for elderly to see, a good shelter, where it protect from roof from sun and rain. Security features such as CCTV, accessibility features such as elevators, stairs, or escalator. Real-time information display that display screen schedules, bicycle racks, bicycle parking, and parking facilities such as private vehicle parking. Next is these are the results from the site investigations, where the sitting area show excellent functionality, about 80.4%. It demonstrates that the sitting area are actually elderly friendly, and poor about 19.6.
Sorry.
Okay, let me continue. The sitting area show excellent functionality with 80.4%. It demonstrates the sitting area is actually elderly friendly, and poor with 19.6% show that some of the stations are not provide sitting area for the elderly. And signage provided show excellent functionality with 100%. It's indicate visibles and clear signage. And next is shelter, show excellent functionality with 67, where it indicates that some of the facilities and stations provide roof, and poor with 33%, where some of the station doesn't provide roof. Security features excellent 17.5% and poor with 82.5%. And accessibility features excellent show 53.4%, moderate 90.6%, poor 27%. And during the site investigations, I noticed that some of the facilities are not provided, where some of the facilities are not well maintained. And real-time information display show excellent functionality with 99%, and 1% is in KTM, where the screen doesn't display good schedules. And next is ticket vending machines show excellence 92.8%, poor with 6.2%, and this is also poor functionality is at KTM. And bicycle racks provided overall is excellent with 100%. Parking facilities excellent with 80.7% and poor with 81.3%, and most of it due to the some of the station doesn't provide, especially in bus road, doesn't provide good parking facilities. And as discussion, the comparison of facilities in urban area and suburban area, where as you can see, these are the urban area and these are the suburban area. And the urban area shows boost abundant public transportation options, and the availability of LRT, KTM, and bus is facilitate the availability of elderly can mobility in the urban zone. However, in suburban region, from the EIS website, these are the EIS websites where it indicates that some of the facilities are not provided. Where during my investigations, where this area, people rely more on the service such as bus service to mobility in that area. For elderly family, there are few amenities that are provided elderly family, prioritizing safety, comfort, and reliability, service tailored to the needs of elderly. And these are the proof of missing bus poles and clear obstructed bus poles, no sitting area. As conclusions, the objective is to identify the current public transportation facilities where rapid KL bus and smart stroller bus facilities such as bus stop and poles were discovered to be more moderate maintenance. LRT, BRT, and KTM show they provide excellent public transport facilities. And the second objective is to evaluate the effectiveness and accessibility of public transportation for the elderly populations, where specific public transportation service like LRT, BRT, and KTM exhibit high effectiveness and ease of access for the elderly. Bus service show moderate effectiveness and moderate elderly mobility. And as recommendations, the MBST should develop an enhanced public transportation infrastructure that are more suitable for the elderly. And that's all for my presentations. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. So any question from the floor, please? From the audiences? All right. In this case, well done. It was a very good presentation. I just want to clear up some questions. So,
There's one.
okay. I couldn't see.
Okay. Miss Aina, what are the challenges that you are facing during conducting this study? Thank you.
The challenge that I've been faced during my site investigation is, especially in bus service, they are not available. Some of the area, such as suburban area, which is in Kampung Bukit Lancung and Kampung Pinggiran, they doesn't provide a good service in bus availability. So that's my challenge when I want to use public transportations. Does not according to the schedule that were state in the past application and C applications. So it's actually indicate that even I am the younger one, you try to use public transportation. So how about the elderly when use public transportation when the schedule are not according to the what should be according to the timetable? So that's the challenge that I've been facing. Next question.
Thank you. Since I see a little bit blur, is there anyone else from the audience? Okay. So, my dear, I just wanted to ask you something. When it goes to your research methodology, you never mentioned that you could interview. I mean, you did interview the authorities, but there is no questionnaire or no interview from the elderly, that they are the end user and your main target for this research. Was there any reason for that?
This is because my main objective is to investigate to identify the existing public transportation facilities. So there's no audience or survey on the elderly. as this is just to identify the current public transportation facilities. So that's why there's no survey question on it.
So because I could see in your aim and objective, the research objectives, that it was to evaluate the effectiveness and accessibility of public transportation for their elderly population. So when you want to evaluate their opinion on the public transportation, I mean, I think it helps your research. It could add some value.
We can really try to improve that for the
Yeah, maybe for I mean the future. And overall, your graphic, I mean, for your presentation was very, I mean, easy for us to carry on. Everything was just fine. But according to my own experience, when it comes to scientific presentation and your paper publication, I didn't get the point why you needed to play that two videos, because it's not the university, I mean, a study level presentation that you needed to have some video there. Either you wanted to show us the existing transportation situation, I mean, over there, or I mean, that was not very academical. But it's fine. I know that you can consider it for your, I mean, future studies.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So, thank you, and good luck for your future studies. So, maybe have, I mean, our next presenter, please. Sorry, I'm not very well, but I'm trying to.
Doctor, may I ask you to always keep your video on?
Okay. But I'm a little bit sick. But it's fine.
Because it's for the recording.
Okay. Here is very cold. We had -2 degrees. That's why. All right, my dear, please introduce yourself, and in case that you would have any international co-author or co-presenter, don't forget to introduce them as well. 10 minutes to start from now, my dear.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to all of you. I am Tunku Muhammad Asri, and with me on the line is Dr. Muhammad Hidayat. Okay, before I start with my presentation, can we take a minute and a moment to think that maybe about 5, 10, or 20 years, we will become elder? And are we prepared to be older person, or are we prepared to enter the pre-retirement phase? Are we maintain that our activities, that what we are doing now as a leisure activities or any kind of activity that we love it? Are we prepared that we maybe can reduce our physical, mental, or any cognitive, any associated with our related with the health? And because of that, I will focusing on my PhD studies is about evaluating the WeChara program, a study on the acceptability, appropriateness, and feasibility. I kindly, just for only 10 minutes, to take all of your attention to reflect not on your future career, but to reflect on our future age when we enter the pre-retirement phase. So let us explore that, okay? So this is my, sorry, my slide is not, sorry. Okay, this is my content of presentation. Okay, so Occupational-based activities is actually the core concept for occupational therapies to deliver the intervention to the patient. Okay, that is the philosophy of occupational therapy, that we maintain their physical health and also well-being, including physical, mental, and cognitive. This is so important when we work with the elderly to make them perform and engage with their meaningful activities. What is meaningful activities? Meaningful activities is one activity that really suit and they love to do. As us, we love to do, for example, going to the shopping. So this is our meaningful activities. And one of the most factor that very, very important to the elderly is activities that suit the culture relevance. Tailored to the intervention to individual culture is most important part in occupational-based intervention. So, effectiveness of occupational-based intervention is studied a lot in the literature. For example, they will increase the positive impact on the various aspects of physical health, mental well-being, and social engagement. The occupational-based intervention need to be culture adaptation and tailored to the personalized activity of the elderly. There are a lot of examples of occupational-based intervention. For example, it's about lifestyle redesign and also cognitive stimulation therapy. But both of these intervention is done by the Western country and not suitable for Malaysia. And yes, we have one of occupational-based intervention like 3LP developed for Malaysia, but it's not suitable for community. It's only focused on the institution of elderly. So the study gap is there. There is a significant lack of intervention in Malaysia that are specifically designed to meet the culture, social, and personal need of elderly people. So this is the methodology, and my friend, Dr. Hidayat, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so you can continue the next slide.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, I will explain about the methodology. I will start from the study designs. This research using quantitative cross-sectional study and conducted in 6 major districts of Negeri Kelantan with carried out by training OT over a 6-week period. And this research get ethic approval from USM and also from TKM. And for the participant, we involved 30 elderly from 6 districts with this eligible criteria. There are age 60 years or above, and then fluent in Malay or English, no cognitive impairment, no depression, and also the last criteria is the at least mild dependency level in ADL. For the data collection, we use standardized measures, AIM, IAM, and also FIM. This measure for evaluating VCHARS, acceptability, appropriateness, and also feasibility. And for the analysis method, this research employed a quantitative approach to objectively assess the effectiveness of VCHARS through statistical analysis of questionnaire score. And this analysis will providing measurable insights into its impact and areas for improvement. Okay, for the next program, I think your turn again, Mr. Hasri.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Hidayat. So this is the WeChara program. So for this WeChara program is the WeChara, not WeCare. Okay, so the WeChara program is developed by using the developmental design and developmental research DRR interview with the elderly to the semi-structured interview. After that, we will validate this module by the expert panel, which is 10 occupational therapists, and this is a 6-week program that is conducted by trained occupational therapists. The activity is at home will be prescribed personalizing according to the individual activities. So this is will conduct in a group for 60 to 90 minutes per session and twice per week. As you show on the slide, this is the main theme in WeChara program, including self-exploration, physical activity, activity of daily living, mental health management, and also leisure activity and so on. Okay, so for the finding, what we get our acceptability, appropriateness, and feasibility. So this finding look into the evaluation data, and you can see the first table is about the social demographic. We go for the 30 elderly in 6 centers, and the evaluation data indicate that the WeChara program is highly acceptable, which is the median is 4.94 and standard deviation is 0.22. So very appropriate with the median 4.85 and standard deviation is 0.24, and feasible to do which median is 4.88 and standard deviation is 0.33 for implementation among the target population. So this is the graph that we use to identify the finding, which we use the standard deviation graph of the error bar. These findings support the program potentially effectiveness and alignment with its intended users' need and condition. So as a discussion, that we know that this study is already acceptable, appropriateness, and feasible. So at the high acceptable, WeChara program effectively incorporate with the cultural relevantness, and the engagement will improve their health outcome. Same with the appropriateness. The appropriateness is evident in each personalized and contextual relevant therapeutic activities, and the feasibility is very, very practical, individual, and logistic. The program is so enjoyable and integrated into daily routines, enhance the health. So from this finding, this comes with the gap of the study. We achieve the gap of the study, and we can provide some module or program that really can use by our elderly that match our culture, match their needs and priorities. So, as a conclusion, the WeChara program effectiveness in improving elderly engagement and well-being. But we have some recommendations for the future research which needs that intervention study, experimental study to compare both control group and also from experimental study, and we need to inform this program to the national implementation strategies. And you can see all is our references. And before I end this presentation, I want to take a moment to say thank you to all the elderly people that joining my program, and thank you to all of the bachelor therapists in 6 health clinic of our for their contribution. And it is our team in this study, and thanks a lot to the team. And before I end this program, I want to take a moment to say to all of you, please and please prepare your pre-retirement phase, and please plan what you want to do after retirement. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. So is there any question or any recommendation from the audience?
There's one question.
Please.
Hello, hi, Mr. Asri. Okay, congratulations for your presentations. So my question is, why do actually we need this program to be implemented amongst the elderly, especially in Malaysia? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss. Actually, WeChara program is developed to identify what is actually our elderly problem, and we want to take the opportunity to help them to maintain their engagement and participate in daily routine activity. As we know that usually when I ask people, what do you plan for your retirement? They will say that I want to rest, I want to go at home and rest and just only do the sedentary life. But many research that stated that sedentary life will take or will make it the elderly health deterioration each year. Okay, so because of this program is developed to maintain their engagement and to make them happy with their life. Any question?
Okay, thank you so much. I guess there is no more question from the audience. I just wanted to check with you something. When we go to your research background or introduction part, so maybe you can go back to your introduction. As you can see here, I know that your research was all about in Malaysia, and if I don't mistaken, was in as your friend mentioned. I will go back to you. The part that your friends, your colleague, explained. You did make sure that you had a scope of a study somewhere. But when it comes into your introduction, I couldn't see anything that could explain existing situation. For someone who is not very familiar, I know that I'm familiar, but someone is not very familiar with Malaysian culture. So I guess it could help if you could mention something regarding the existing situation that you found it as some issue or problem that you did your research about, and then you did come up with recommendation, right? So that means you could see some problem in existing situation there. So maybe you could point on that.
Oh, okay. So actually, I have explained that because of this, we have limited resources about the module that help elderly people in Malaysia that can use to maintain their activities based on Malaysian culture. As I mentioned before, that we have a lot of module or program, but they are developed by the Western country, not our Malaysian country.
So the thing is that, can you see your first slide when it was your title, research title? You did point on some picture that there are people that they're gardening. Yeah, you see, no, I mean the second, sorry, for the content.
Oh, this is one of our activities in the module. We do the gardening activities, but we not just only do the gardening, because we as an occupational therapist, we not teach, we do the intervention with the client. We use the multi-sensory approach, which means we touch the sand, and then we how that the plant will grow, and that will increase their motivation, will increase their participating in the activity. That's what we teach as an occupational therapist. How you touch the cell, how you use that plant to become more grower every day. That's the concept of WeChara program, which is developed by the occupational based intervention.
I know, thanks dear. This is something that I wanted to have in your presentation. You put this picture, but we missed having your explanation that what is all about. So what I'm saying is that you did put this picture, but if I wouldn't ask, we would miss your explanation. Sorry. For your future presentation, what I mean is that since you have this information, that could be very helpful if you put some picture, explain about it, and then yeah, this is the point. I think you got it.
Sure, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Because by this picture, I could understand that you have this information, but it's been missing in your presentation. But overall, the title was very interesting, and good luck with your future studies. It was a very essential topic.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum, and thank you.
So can we have our next presenter, please? Miss Rooney. Yes, please, Marja, bear in mind that your 15 minutes has stopped from now, 10 minutes for your presentation and 5 minutes for Q&A. So good luck, and stop when you're ready.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon. I am Nurul Irianina Seha from Faculty Health and Science. With me today is Dr. Nini Nur Hidayah from Polytechnic Kemenkes Sukarta, Indonesia, and we are honored to address you on a topic that holds great significance in our hearts and minds, which is issue in performing the actual way of solar among frail older person. I would like to invite Dr. Nini Nur Hidayah to present her part.
Okay, thank you. In 2010, 8% of Malaysians were 60 or older, and life expectancy has increased since then. By 2035, 15% of Malaysians will be elderly. This growing elderly population faces various challenges known as the geriatric giant, including instability, memory issues, incontinence, immobility, frailty, and muscle loss, which can affect their daily activities. For elderly Muslims, prayer salah is a significant daily activity connected to their spirituality. However, there is little focus on spiritual need, including salah, in healthcare practices in Malaysia. Study shows that spiritual needs are often unmet among Malaysian elderly, highlighting the need for more research and attention in this area. Next slide. This study discusses how physical condition can impact the performance of salah, Islamic prayer, and aims to determine if there are differences in salah performance among older individuals with frailty based on their pain experiences and fitness level. The study design was cross-sectional. The study included older individuals from PAWE and Ipoh. Ethic approval was obtained from the Research Ethics Committee of Universiti Teknologi MARA and the Minister of Social Welfare. The study instrument used were a demographic questionnaire, the Fullerton fitness test, the patient-specific functional scale, and the Nordic musculoskeletal questionnaire. The data were analyzed using the SPSS version 21.0. The next slide, please. Ms. Nurul to continue. Thank you.
Dr. Nini. So we go to literature review. There are common issues on older people may experience, such as cognitive impairment, which is slow response times, memory loss, dementia, and difficulty in comprehending words, changes in physical ability, physical issues, pain, and risk of fall. Now we go to possible factors that may impede performance in salah. There are, based on article provided, the causes of not being able to perform salah among Muslims are depression, urinary incontinence among female, knee pain, Muslim with low back pain, and physical disability with medical conditions such as low back pain. And this physical disability and medical, this study shows that physical condition could impact the Muslim ability to perform the salah and the conventional way, which is involve physical movements such as standing, cross-testing, and bowing. In conclusion, the article suggests that physical disability and medical condition can be significant barrier to performing the salat for some Muslims. Okay, we go to the result. Based on the result that we get from our research for demographic data, the study consists of 163 participants, which 47.9 is male and the rest is female participants, which is they are categorized in young old age group. Most of them are married, and their ability to do salah, most of them are able to do salah in the actual way, which is 58.3% respond sometimes able to perform salah in actual way, while 30.1% were totally unable to perform salah. Despite these challenges, the majority of participants expressed desire to perform salah in the actual way. Okay, for the result, I want to identify the level of performance in actual or salat with the experience of pain. There are found that significant difference in performance of salat between the participants who are having pain at the lower back, hip, thigh, and knee part. Okay, next is I do study to identify the level of performance the actual of salat with the level of fitness, which is a lower limb strength, lower limb flexibility, aerobic endurance, and dynamic balance. How However, there are no relationship and no significance between performance level of Salah with the level of fitness such as loading strength, aerobic endurance, loading flexibility and dynamic balance. However, there are relationship between performance of Salah with the level of fitness with upper limb flexibility and strength. There are shows that the result suggests that while there are no significant association between Salah and performance in the various aspects of fitness among other individuals with frail, and there are simplified that those who having higher upper limb strength demonstrating a better performance in Salah. Okay, we go to discussion. This study is delved into struggle faced by frail elderly Muslims in performing Salah, the central ritual prayer in Islam, revealing a significant impact of musculoskeletal issue on their ability to do so. Despite these challenges, there remains a strong inclination among participants to perform Salah correctly, underlining the inherent importance of religious practice. These highlight the necessity for targeted interventions such as pain management to alleviate the musculoskeletal symptoms and enhance the intervention and enhance the functional capacity in demography. Interestingly, the study found that the fitness level, including strength, flexibility, endurance, balance, did not significant influence in Salah performance, and these studies suggest that the presence of other factors beyond physical fitness that shape an individual ability to engage and practice effectively. That's all from me, and Dr. Nini, thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Thanks for your managing your time. Is there any question from the audience, please?
Hello, hi, Ms. Nurul. Okay, Ms. Nurul, what were the primary challenges identified in the study regarding elderly Muslim performance of Salah? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Okay, in this study, I found that the musculoskeletal issue were identified as the primary challenges affected elderly Muslim in performing Salah. This issue mainly affected areas such as back, hip, thigh, and knees, which they are facing a pain and make it difficult to them to perform a physical movement that are required prayer, such as going, protesting, and standing. Yeah. I answered your question.
Okay. Any another question? Thank you. All right, so I just wanted to check with you something. First of all, it's mostly my recommendation. When you do a paper in international presentation and all, for all of us, we are quite familiar. But however, when you have international audiences, maybe instead of Salah, you could put it like prayer, Islamic prayers. Because when you say Salah, it's not very familiar for, other researchers that might be interested or get interested with your topic and then having your all these findings. But when it comes to your title, it's a little bit like confusing for other religious. So what I'm saying is that maybe you could make it like actual ways of Muslim prayers. This is my suggestion to you. Okay. Because even in your title you could say that Islamic prayers, Salah, or even when you start like presenting. This is the first thing that I wanted to ask, and then to suggest. And then when it comes to your finding, according to my understanding from your presentation, when it goes to your questionnaire, I think it's in, we have and your findings, right? Which page is that? Findings, yeah. I'm not very sure about all your questionnaires. I mean, all the questions that you asked during your questionnaire survey. But for me, it's like you did rely on your audience's feedback, but the pain level is very subjective. So when you ask someone that is it painful for you to bend during Salah, and then she might say yes, but the pain that she got, it's not the same level as someone else. What I'm saying is that only relying on their answers when it comes to physiological subjects. When you talk about pain, it's very subjective. I'm not sure whether you follow what I'm saying, but it just like what I'm trying to tell you is that since your topic it's very sensitive, I would rather in your case to see some of your questions that you had in your survey. You put like, I mean, some of the questions, because whatever I see here, it's only the level of the pain, I mean, that they had, or the level of performance in the actual way of Salah, well, according to the pain that they had on that area. But this is very sensitive, but when we talk about it, it's going to be like, I mean, very subjective. The level of the pain is different in any of us. So especially when it goes to elderly people. So this is something that I would like you to explain a bit. How could you evaluate based on the result that they had? Maybe they are in different health situation. So I mean, did you pick all of them in the same situation of like, I mean, the weight that they have, or I mean, the health background that they had?
Can you repeat your question? I'm still not clear. Oh, okay. For my instruments in this study for pain, I'm using Nordic pain musculoskeletal assessment, which is there are specific assessment that we need to find which part of the body region that have pain during the activity, such as Salah. For my study is Salah performance. For pain, just yes and no in the specific body region. For performance level of performance, I'm doing assessment. There are like a scale. They needs to score 1 until 10, which is 1 is unable to perform and 10 is able to perform. And they need to answer according to the Likert scale.
So, all right, but what I'm asking is that did you say that you had 160, around 160 question, right?
Yeah, 160 responded.
All right, the respondent. What I'm saying is that how did you pick these 160 respondents?
My respondent from Pusat Aktiviti Warga Emas, which is under social welfare. They are placed. They are for elderly doing the activity every day under Ministry of Social Welfare. So and also the Muslim community in Negeri Perak.
So I assume in these two organizations that you said, they had more than 160 elderly, right, under the observation. But you had 160. So what I'm looking, but asking all this question is that um, all these 160 elderly people, are they all in the same health background situation? I mean, can you say that all of them having the same, I mean, are in the same condition?
No, there are
No.
various conditions.
So you see what I'm saying is that when it comes to this kind of a study, it's very sensitive. when you want to match the, I mean, we have two issue always with children and with elderly. When they are when they are your respondents, I'm sorry, you have to be very careful by your questionnaire, because as I said, some of these are very, very sensitive, and then you have to make sure that all these 160 are they in the same situation, because when you ask someone that got recently injured, that you can't rely on that answer in compare or putting them with other respondents that they are not injured, for example. So that's why I'm saying that when you pick your respondents, they should be all in almost the same situation, and then you have to bear in mind, because it's going to affect your whole finding.
Actually, this respondent, I just follows inclusion and exclusion criteria, which is they must no cognitive impairment, have problem to perform salah, and also independent. Actually, we got inclusion and exclusion criteria to be in the participate in this study. Just for the diagnosis and the medical condition, we don't see classify any condition. Just need frail and have problem to perform salah only.
All right, so that could help a bit. So my suggestion to you is that for your future studies, when it comes to let's say selection of your target group, so maybe you can get your response from a center, as you said, that they have a similar issues, and then you could have some physiotherapist opinion, right? I mean, involved. There should be something that monitor your respondent. All right. Overall, that was very interesting. Thank you, and good luck with your future studies. So, may I invite Miss Lee or Mr. Lee Jianhua? Sorry, Mr. Lee. Please introduce yourself, and in case that you have any international co-presenter, and let me know when you are ready.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much, Rob. Good morning, everyone. My name is not Jinhua. My name is AcE Dahlan. I'm a part of the team members for this paper. Jinhua really wanted to be here. Yeah, she really wants to be here, but she couldn't make it because of issue related to visa or something related that unable her to come to these presentations. But she will join us online. Miss Jinhua, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Good to have you here.
Good evening.
Okay. Shall we start?
Yes, please
okay.
do start, and then your 10 minutes start from now, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. Good morning again, everyone. I'm honored to be here to present a conceptual paper entitled Successful Aging and its Associated Factor Among Older Adults in Guangdong Province, China. Okay, as we all know, the decline in fertility rates, advancement in medical care, and enhanced living standard have led to an increased lifespan in the last few decades among older persons all over the world, similarly in China. Like this, the global trend, the percentage of people aged over 60 in China constitute about 18.7% of the total population in 2020, sorry. In other words, the world population, including in China, is aging rapidly at unprecedented rate. As people age, dealing with disability, memory issue, feeling lonely can be tough up to well-being of an elderly people. Therefore, we need to pay more attention to their health and well-being, happiness and quality of life. Rowe and Hunt define successful aging, which is minimum of risk of diseases and disability, maintaining physical and cognitive functions, and continue engagement in life. Unfortunately, this model is not a comprehensive one and was rectified by Cowder, and they add spiritual as the fourth element. There have been many studies about successful aging that employ a multidimensional approach, for instance, physical function, cognitive function, social support, spirituality to conceptualize successful aging. But as we all know, China is a country that strongly embedded into spiritual element. Yeah, they are very in touch with the nature and spirituality. Then these concepts are strongly embedded in their cultural value, personal belief related to religious affiliation of each individual people in China. That is very true. And unlike in Western countries, so spirituality element should be investigated as one of the core elements for the successful aging among all the people in China. For the objective, inclusion criteria, and the sampling strategy, I pass it over to you, Ms. Jinhua.
Yes. Okay, next. Yes. In the singularity terms, the general objective of our research is to identify factors associated with successful aging in older adults from Xiashan District, Guangdong Province, China. And 5 specific objectives have outlined as follows. First, we aim to identify the profile of older adults. Second, to investigate the level of spirituality, physical function, cognitive function, and social support. Third, to investigate the relationship between the demographic profile with successful aging. The fourth objective to investigate the relationship between spirituality, physical function, cognitive function, and social support with successful aging. Lastly, to determine the predictor for successful aging in older adults. Next. The inclusion criteria for participants. Firstly, participants who are taking part, we have given their consent. Secondly, we are specifically looking for the participant age 60 and over. Third, to chat easily during the study, participants must be speaking the Mandarin, Cantonese, or other local dialects. Finally, to make sure older adults understand the information, the minimum data examination of 10 and above is required. So if someone isn't there on the day we are collecting data, they won't be included. Also, since participants need to be able to read and write for the minimal data examination, we won't include the participants with physical challenges, like being blind, deaf, or no limb. The sample size will be determined using the low-short sample size calculator based on the people aged 6 and over in Xiashan District, a 95% confidence level, and a 5% margin of error. The minimum required sample size is 383. Then, accounting for a tag electricity rate and allowing the number. The total number of participants needed for this study is 425. Next. The study used a purpose sampling method. Data collection will be conducted in a community health service center in Jiashan District, Guangdong Province, China. We pick up some questionnaire to figure out demography, successful aging, physical function, cognitive function, social support, and spirituality. The Chinese version of all the questionnaire has been used and has good reliability and validity. Dr. Kenson, continue.
Thank you, Ms. Jinhua. So this is the timeline for the presentations. It's in semester 2 now. So this is a conceptual paper to explore about the successful aging among older people in China. Okay, in conclusion, for older adult, our finding will address the unique development concern for individual in later life for caregivers. Our finding could be used to develop efficient and beneficial intervention to prevent and manage negative factors related to aging. For the government, our finding could influence policy, services, and support the improvement of quality of life among older people in China. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for your presentation. Any question from the audience, please? All right. So that was interesting topics. So I just wanted to ask you to go to your methodology page, please.
Methodology, inclusion, exclusion, sample size, measurement.
So what I want to say is that that was a very interesting topic. You carried us with you till your methodology, and then finding is missing. I was like trying to check whether it's gonna be like the slides that I have, and then I noticed that it's not in yours too. So we have methodology and then discussion and conclusion. So where is the finding?
There's no finding yet, Prof. This is a conceptual paper. This is sort of to convey our intention that this that the important area that we should look into among all the people in China, Prof. And since this is a conceptual paper, the the result and the finding is still ongoing and on the way, Prof. Maybe next presentation, London, Prof.
Because the thing is that in your title, inshallah, in your title you say
Conceptual paper there in the title, Prof.
Yeah, there is nothing to say that it's going to be like conceptual paper, so which is like, yeah, the only thing that could put, finger on that was your timetable.
Sure.
But it's a little bit like a lot confusing, so because you did carry on some information, and I don't call it as conceptual research, it's going to be like unfinished research. So
Sure.
maybe you can cover it by next conference, I guess.
Sure. Very good intention, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you. Thank
Maybe
you.
we can
All right.
do
Thank you.
next conference.
Thank you. See you in London.
See you.
Thank you.
All right, can we have next presenter, please?
Good afternoon, distinguished professors, doctors, and participants. My name is Liu Jie from China. It's my real honor to stand here sharing with you my research. The topic today is enhancing environmental awareness through digital tools in environmental education in China. As we know, global industrial growth has led to environmental crises such as biodiversity loss, water scarcity, food shortage, soil erosion, and so on, demanding urgent action and public involvement in sustainable practices. Addressing these issues requires great behavioral change, emphasizing the crucial role of environmental education in cultivating the environmental awareness, ethical responsibility, Chinese government has recognized the vital role of education in fostering young people's environmental awareness, and the policies have been enacted. Policies have been enacted to integrate the environmental education into compulsory curriculum aimed at empowering young people as active environmental problem solvers. However, through 3 decades of environmental education, there is still urgent need to amplify its effectiveness. Past studies have indicated that Chinese young people have very limited environmental awareness, necessitating the re-evaluation of educational strategies. Traditional forms of media are losing its grips on young people who are turning towards the Web 2.0 tools for information and engagement in environmental issues. And past studies have indicated that digital platforms could offer dynamic interactions, problem-solving modes of learning, and are proving to be more effective in fostering participation compared to conventional media. And digital tools have revolutionized the environmental education by facilitating dynamic interaction, enhancing students' learning outcome, and encouraging the active participating in environmental issues. So to explore how digital tools could lead to significant environmental behavioral change, let's have a look at the literature review of this study. First of all, past studies have researched the effective interactivity of digital tools on social consciousness. So first constructing the study was interactivity of digital tools, and among which the effects of social media on environmental consciousness have been confirmed by a lot of scholars. And next construct is environmental knowledge and awareness, which served as foundation of environmental attitudes in past studies. And the third construct in this study was attitudes towards environment. There has been debate on environment behavior relationship among different scholars. And the last one is behavioral intention, which has significant influence on pro-environmental behaviors. So it's grounded on established behavioral, cognitive, and psychological theories. This study particularly drews on theory of planned behavior of AcE-Bs, which assumes that the human behavior is driven by well-considered plan, and highlighting its importance of attitudes and subjective norms, as well as perceived behavioral control in shaping behavioral intentions and ultimately behaviors themselves. So grounded on what was mentioned above, the researcher drew the conceptual framework of this study and created 5 possible relationships between 2 constructs. And from the line with arrows, it could be seen that this study's 5 hypotheses were formed. Despite abundance of previous study, few studies have explored the application of the theory of TPB in digital context, and few studies have integrated environmental education with digital tools to foster students' environmental awareness in a very personalized manner. So the purpose of this study is to bridge the existing research gap by focusing on the interplay between the 4 constructs: environmental knowledge and awareness, attitudes towards the environment, interactivity of digital tools, and behavioral intention, with specific focus on college students as subject group. And then this study was cross-sectional study using random sampling to collect data through questionnaires on Huizhenxi, which is very popular in China, among college English majors in 3 colleges in Shanxi province. Shanxi is a coal province, and the implementation of natural resources to develop economy has brought a lot of environmental problems. So this study is of great significance. So after collecting data, I did EFA for factor loadings for the forecast with 14 items left. So from this table, and at this table, we could see the crumble has alpha row A, row C to confirm the reliability of the study, and from AVE, HTMT values to confirm the validity of the study. And from the table below, the R square, F square, Q square separately represents the study's explanatory power, its predictive relevance were all medium. And then next, let's together look at the path coefficients of this model. First of all, let's pay attention to the p-value. The 5 p-values were very good, and so from the path coefficient, you could see every hypothesis was successfully tested, and the research model was confirmed, and from which the conclusion could be made for this study. That is, ATE had very significant effect on BI, and EK had a very significant effect on both ATE and BI. Additionally, IDT had very significant effects on ATE and EKA. And all findings and results supported the theory of TPB and suggested that interventions aiming at enhancing young people's environmental awareness should focus not only the knowledge, awareness, or attitudes, but also focus on strengthening the behavioral intention to act environmentally. And it calls for educational method to align attitudes, behavioral intentions with poor environmental values and positive actions. So in the future, hopefully, we will live on a more beautiful and healthy earth together. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Any question from the audience, please? All right. So I just wanted to check with you. Can you please refer, Ms. G, right? So can you please refer to your research objective, aim and objective?
Sorry, Doctor, I didn't show in the PowerPoint, but I think this slide could show the research objectives, research hypotheses.
My dear, I didn't ask for your hypothesis. I said, where is your aim and objective?
Okay, sorry. I'll go back to the slide. Research aim. Yeah, this is the purpose of study. Yeah.
All right, so this is in your literature review. Reach the existing. Can you read this for us?
Okay. So the purpose of the study is to bridge the existing research gap by focusing on the interplay between digital interactivity, knowledge and awareness of environment, attitudes towards environment, and behavioral intentions, with a specific emphasis on college students as the subject group. Thank you.
All right, can you please go to your I will tell you which page is that. Page, if I don't mistaken, the first page of finding.
I beg your pardon, Prof. This introduction.
No, first page of your finding.
This
All right, so the one that I have, it's not in your slide. The one that I have been given, it's not in your slide. The table number 1. So I guess it's missing in your presentation there, but this is something that I received. There was 4 items: behavior, intention, attitude toward environment, interactivity of digital tools. So I think it's not in your slide, but I have it with me. All right, so in this case, I cannot proceed with that question. Maybe I can show you which slide I'm talking about. This is the slide that I'm talking about. So I guess you don't have it there with you. But what I wanted to know was, all right, so I just wanted to check with you what is, I mean, according to your research objectives, how did you connect this to your research objective and your result?
Yeah, first of all, on this slide, the researcher wanted to show the factor loadings of the constructs and items. However, it didn't show the connection between the 4 constructs. And in the following slide, using the smart PLS SEM slide, the relationship or connection between 4 constructs could be seen.
So what I'm trying to understand here is that I cannot see the 100% binding between the items that you have here and your discussion and conclusion. I know that the title is almost the same, but there is no binding between this one and that one. It's just like, I know that you were trying to explain your finding in numbers, but for me, what is very important is that the bridge between these two, it's gonna be like, where is your research value in that?
Okay. Sorry for that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. What I'm asking is that just make it very short. Can you please make it very simple explanation from your objective? I mean, you find some problem. So according to your research, in the problem that you faced was ineffective education strategy, Chinese youth limited environmental awareness, right? So you found out that there is not enough information among youth regarding environmental awareness, right? So, but when it comes to your research objective, which I guess it's going to be here. So you did again point on the gap between this, like, I mean, interplay between digital interactivity, knowledge, awareness, attitude. It's just like your aim and objective doesn't cover all the problem identification that you had. And then when it comes to your, I mean, finding by seeing the slide that I showed you, so the way that you ask your respondent doesn't point on the education that they had. For me, as a researcher, I would like you to ask them whether, I mean, did they learn about environmental issues in the school, or where are the sources that they will learn? When you know that the problem that you identified is mostly about lack of information, lack of education that they receive, so you have to prove this problem that you identified. So therefore, in your finding, I mean, in your questionnaire, I would like to see that you pointed on that to prove that there is this lack of education among youth.
Yeah, thank you, Prof. I agree with what you said. So I think in following months, I have to take your deep consideration and collected some of the items or from the literature, I have adapted a new questionnaire adding to this study to make my study of significance for the
So
environmental
your study is very valuable. This is something it's very important for all the nations to take care of it. I mean, it's our responsibility, and this is something really necessary to educate, especially young generation regarding environmental issues. So what I'm saying is that that should be something very smooth between your problem identification, your objectives, and your finding. So I just try to make it like, I mean, sure, so your finding, I mean, problem finding was the issue that you found out, it's about lack of and proper educating young generation regarding environmental issues. But I think you forgot about the problem. You start like pointing young generation that what is their behavior intention, what is the attitude that they have. But the thing is that you have to find out whether they were educated, how would they like to be educated.
Yeah, thank you for your.
You're welcome. But overall, I have to say that I really enjoyed your presentation.
Thank you. I appreciate your valuable advice and your thank you.
Thank you. That was very informative, and good luck for your future studies.
Thank you and welcome to China, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. All right, can we go proceed with our last presenter, please? Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. I hope you're getting well, Prof.
Thank you. Here is really cold. I really miss Malaysian weather now.
I just came back from Beijing. It was -6.
Yeah.
And yesterday in Malaysia was 35 degrees Celsius, and I also fell sick. So I supposed to be present physically this morning, but I missed the flight. The gate already closed, so I'm at home now. So can you see my slide, Prof?
Yes, I can see your slide. Yeah, and then good luck with your presentation. So your 10 minutes start from now.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much, Prof. Sharon, and very good afternoon to everyone. Within this 10-minute presentation, we would like to present a topic on consciousness and transcendence effects, emotional questions, and teaching quality. So let me introduce myself. My name is Associate Professor Dr. Mazni binti Saad. Together with me is International Co-author, Associate Professor Annie Yulinda from University Riau. And we are going to present and represent the other two authors, Mr. Muhammad Hanafi from UiTM Johor and Associate Professor Dr. Afiza from International Islamic University, Malaysia. So I read this article in 2002. Tischler et al. Has proposed 5 different models relating to spiritual intelligence and emotional intelligence to the job performance. I think this is very interesting because this is the first time I read when this spiritual intelligence and emotional intelligence is considered as part of competency for us as employees to improve our productivity or job performance. So starting from my PhD time, I started to validate Tischler et al.'s model. For example, last year, we offered an empirical evidence to support the model that we found that both spiritual intelligence and emotional intelligence has played the crucial roles as predictors to sustain the qualitative performance among the teachers. In this case, emotional intelligence navigates the relationships and understands the emotions of the teachers, while the spiritual intelligence has deepened the purpose and values of their teaching delivery. So Emran and Raya 2007 has identified several sub-themes in the spiritual intelligence, including consciousness, transcendence, grace, meaning, truth, peaceful self, and inner directness. And they suggested that these sub-themes has influenced ability on the teacher's emotional intelligence and teaching quality. Nevertheless, from my personal research and also Alam and Ahmad 2018, we rarely find a research on the spirituality intelligence as mediating effects. So far, it's very rare. So again, for the purpose of this study, we would like to validate another aspect of Tischler model in which spiritual intelligence was proposed as a mediator, citing its positive effects, including physiological, psychological, and behavioral changes. Specifically, this study seeks to establish these two sub-themes of spiritual intelligence, which are consciousness and transcendence. Okay, so the main objective of this study is to examine the mediating role of consciousness and transcendence between emotional intelligence and the teaching quality of academics. Okay, this is the little review for this study. I won't read all of them, but I would like to share some of the interesting findings. For example, AcE et al. 2023, based on the 61 papers they analyzed, they found that it is very significant for the EI if we manage effectively, even at different level, and it reveals that how EI is very important to regulate our flexibility in order to maintain a calm work environment. And the second one, this is in teaching a school context. Wem et al. 2003 has found that the relationship between spiritual intelligence and the intention to quit among the teachers is insignificant unless with the interventions of job satisfactions. Again, in another school environment, Machanda et al. 2023 proposed that mindfulness is critical to cultivating sustainability consciousness. Okay, basically, based on this literature review, there are connection between emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence, and teaching qualities. So in summary, this study collectively indicates that the potential influence of both emotional and spiritual intelligence on teaching quality through consciousness and transcendence values. So in order to achieve our purpose and objective, we utilize a quantitative approach by surveying 125 lecturers from private university in Malaysia. Why private university? Because we understand that nowadays, even the private university, they focus more on the teaching load, but at the same time, they also have to do research. In other words, compared to the public university, the private university lecturers, they have to bear more teaching loads than public university lecturer. That's why we would like to see this spiritual intelligence and emotional intelligence among them. So we designed a questionnaire survey using the 6-point Likert scale purposely because we would like to avoid the midpoint, the neutral responses. So the 6-point Likert scale ranging from 1 strongly disagree to 6 strongly agree. We employed the PLS SAMs because the sample is quite small, 125 only, based on the suggestion by Hare et al. 2017. So we also replicate using the 5,000 bootstrapping. And for the result, I would like to pass to my international co-author, Associate Professor Dr. Annie Yulinda. The floor is yours, Doctor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you for time. I am Annie Yulinda from Riau of University of Riau, Indonesia. I will continue to explain the result of the research. Measurement models analysis. All items were assessed for the design variable in the first order evaluation and surprised the point 0.50 factor loading, while the average variance explained appear for each construct exceed 0.50, but benchmark were set by Hart et al. 2017. Furthermore, reliability evaluation for each specific construct, including composite reliability and Chrome-Batch alpha, supports that a 0.70 threshold. The discriminant validity in the measurement model with each latent variable distantly referenced by HMT ratio value below 0.90. All the items in the second order model meet the 0.70 threshold for factor loading and criteria for average variance explained AV composite reliability and Chrome-Batch alpha. Next. Structural model analysis. Structural model analysis indicate the emotional intelligence explains variance with the mediator variable of consciousness at 37.7% and transcendence at 36.9%. The variable emotional intelligence, consciousness, and transcendence were also able to explain about 84.9% variance with teaching quality. Emotional intelligence has a large effect on consciousness and transcendence, but has a small effect on teaching quality. The analysis also indicate that the transcendence mediator variable had a large effect on the teaching quality. Independent variable in construct consciousness only had a median effect on this variable. Table 5 show that all respective paths were positively and statistically significant at a minimum of 19.5% confidence level. All the statistics value were above the 5% significance level, with this statistic of greater than 1.96. The analysis also aligns with the statistic analysis where the 19.5% confidence interval did not consist of zero value.
My dear, sorry for interruption. Please bear in mind that you have only 2 minutes.
Okay. Mediating analysis, the mediating analysis report in table 6 show that simultaneously consciousness and transcendence statistical mediate the relationship between emotional intelligence and teaching quality. The indirect effect coefficient was significant at a 5% level of error. This statistic greater than 1.196 and a 19.5% BCA bootstrapping confidence interval, which did not include a zero value. Discussion. The study affirmed the model of Tischler et al. 2002 underscoring spiritual intelligence subsidiary mediating role, mainly through consciousness and transcendence dimension. It convincingly establishes spiritual intelligence pivotal role in shaping the connection between emotional intelligence and teaching quality. Conclusion. Integrating consciousness and transcendence as mediating factor aligned with psychological principle, offering avenue for educators to enhance the overall learning experience by fostering emotional intelligence and implementation purposeful teaching practice. Thank you for your attention. That concludes our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Any question from the audience? Are we connected to the hall?
Everybody's hungry, Prof.
Yeah. I guess they forgot about us. I cannot see the conference hall.
Oh, really? I don't see it
Yeah,
too.
I'm just connected to you and your colleague.
Oh, no wonder nobody responds.
Yeah.
Now we see them.
Oh, okay. Now I can see them. So any question from the audience? All right. So thank you for your good presentation. Very well done. I just wanted to just a little advice or a suggestion. According to your research, which was focused on private universities lecturer,
Yes.
so maybe you could put it in your title to make it a little bit like more specified, saying that emotional, quotient and teaching quality among private college lecturers or teachers. Otherwise, the slides contains everything, and I do not have any question. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much, Prof.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I enjoyed your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So, thanks to everyone, especially Prof. Yusuf. I think we are not connected again.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Sharona, for chairing the breakout too.
That was my honor. So, and then sorry again for the first presentation that I missed. We have time differences and I'm not very well. So, but I enjoyed the rest of presentation. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you so much. See you, inshallah, maybe in London or Kuching.
Inshallah, inshallah, we will see.
Can we have applause for Dr. Sharona?
Thank you. Thank you so much, and enjoy your lunch.
Okay, you too. Enjoy your lunch, dinner, breakfast.
Nah, it's gonna be breakfast. It's 8 in the morning.
Okay, enjoy breakfast.
All right. Okay, bye-bye. Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Okay, right. Once again, thank you to all the participants for Breakout session 2. Now, before we go for lunch, I would like to ask all the participants to gather, maybe on the stage, for a group photo. So, please, stand up. Your leg. Your leg. Yeah. Okay. Okay. 1, 2.